Hello, my name is Kate. Welcome back to another update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows. I am super excited to share with you the developments this month. I did drop a little bit of a surprise on you guys at the end of the last video. Everything's going really well. Baby girl and I are doing great. Not really any updates there. We are well into the third trimester now, which is crazy that it's gone by this quickly. Yeah, everything's doing really well, so we're very excited. For some reason, literally every time I have gone to update this project, I have had fresh flowers to put on this vase behind me, and here we are again. It was my brother-in-law's wedding last weekend, and we got to bring flowers home, so I don't know, it's just worked out that way. Anyway, let's talk about Pan Those Eyeshadows. I don't ever usually go through the rules of this project because my assumption is if you're watching a tiny little channel like mine, it's because you are intentionally seeking out these videos and you already know the deal. So I'm gonna keep operating under that assumption. If you don't know what Pan Those Eyeshadows are, I would recommend Rebecca Morgan, Jessica Panana, Sophie Alexandra. They're kind of my top favorites, and they always do a great job of explaining what the rules of the project are, where it came from, crediting the original creator Alexi here on YouTube. Go check them out. They do a better job than me. I'm just here to show you my pans. So how I do this project is I either will work on an eyeshadow until I hit pan or until I use something for 30 uses and over the course of 3 months. But let's jump on into this update. So here's my color story that I've been working with over the past month. Just like a beautiful, cohesive, autumnal, so pretty. For some reason, I never paired all of these together at the same time, which I should have, but I don't know. Maybe I'll come back to it in the fall or for the next coming month. But let me tell you what these were. We have Cindy from the ABH Curly Bible palette, Electric from the ABH Subculture palette, Tarte from Profusion Nudes, West Coast from Profusion Nudes, and All Star from the ABH Subculture palette. We'll start out with Cindy. This has been in this project now for 3 months, so we're going into the 4th month here. This is what it was looking like initially. I do have one last photo to show here because I just forgot about it one of the months. I used this over the course of the last month 27 times, making for a total of 75 uses in this project. And here's what Cindy is looking like today. Is it any noticeable progress from the last update? I don't know. I've been using this as a blush pretty much every day. Well, yeah, definitely every time I've done my makeup, and this is just an incredibly stubborn shade. If I had used it 75 times with like a more detailed crease brush, I definitely have pan right now. I think when I do have pan, it'll be massive, but it's just taking forever. I don't mind though. I think this is just a gorgeous, it comes off like much more peachy than orange than it appears in the pan. So it's a beautiful summer blush and I'm really happy to be using it. So I'm gonna leave it in the project even though I'm far and away met my criteria to roll it out. So I'm really hoping next month though, I'll have a pan to share here. Next up's Electric. It has been in the project now. This is its 3rd month. I used it over the last 2 updates 19 times, and I used it over the course of the last month 1 more time to do this, and then 1 more time since hitting pan. So I knew it was gonna be just a handful of uses to hit that, and it only took 1 more use since my last update, which is super exciting. That was so fast, like 21 uses in something to hit pan is really low for me. So that was just really exciting. Happy to have that. Next up is Tarte from the Profusion Nudes. Here's what it was looking like when it first rolled in 4 months ago. I used this over the course of the past month 14 times, making for a total of 23 uses in the project. And here's what Tarte is looking like today. A little bit of a dip going on there, not anything super serious, but you know, it is there. Pan will happen eventually, and I up my uses on this a lot over the past month. So I think as I've gotten tanner, I've just liked this color on me more, and I'm making it work. So that will be staying in. Next up is the Pairing to Tarte West Coast, which is its shimmery sister. This rolled in 2 months ago, and I have used it over the course of the past month 11 times. However, I only needed to use it an additional 8 times to hit pan. And I've used it 3 times since then, making for a total of 34 uses in this project. I really enjoyed this shade, much more than Tarte. It was just very nice for like a quick pop of shimmer or like some interest on the lower lash line. And yeah, very happy to have that pan in there. Lastly, I may have already spoiled it before, but that's fine. We have All Star from Subculture. Here's what it was looking like last month, which was its first month in the project. And I've used it since the last update 8 times. And here's what we're looking like today. A little bit of a more noticeable dip going on in there. I did use this as an eyeliner a few times, which is why there's more targeted progress in that. I do think this is going to be in for a little bit of the long haul before I hit pan on this. This palette as a whole is going to be pretty challenging because it is so new and there are so many mattes, but I really like this shade. It's fun to work on. It makes a great liner, and we will just see how it goes. So 3 of my shades are going to be staying in. Means we get to roll for 2 more. But before we get there, I did kind of informally introduce Project Level Up into my update last month. And you probably have already seen maybe some changes in my pans. So my little one palette was the Profusion Nudes. I already told you about that last month. However, I did hit this beautiful bonus pan in clay. Massive bonus pan. I love this shade. This thing is just like the perfect transition shade for me. It took me 30 uses to hit pan, and I have continued to use it and expand it since then. So I wanted to let you know about that. And then my level 2 palette I told you about last month is my ABH Carly Bible. And I'm happy to say that I did level up from here. So I told you I was trying to hit pan on Bear and Bowie, which I did hit pan on both. And I also hit a little bonus pan on Aura. So there are 3 new pans in this palette since last month, like legitimately 30 days ago, because I'm updating this exactly a month later, which is just so exciting. It's so many bonus pans. So as I told you last month, I hadn't completed level 2 on this yet, but I was planning already to do level 3 on my ColourPop. This is a mix of like 3 or 4. I think there's 3 different palettes in here, but I was planning on doing this for level 3 because I had 3 remaining shades in here that needed pan, and I wanted this palette to be looking a little bit more used. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little update on what's going on here. So this top shade, Clarity, I did not have a pan in last month, and now I do, which I did a while ago, and then I had to repress it. I don't know if you can see it there. Show that nice reflective bit. So I've used this 4 times, and I did hit that pan. This shade has been empty for a very long time. We have the smallest little bit of Vibes remaining, which I have used 3 times. Future Self down here, I've used 10 times. Just a Splash, I have used twice. New Age, I've only used once, but this pan's looking a little larger. That's because it just continues to crumble. And when it does that, I just tap out the excess into the garbage because I don't love that shade this much, and it's very frustrating. Transcendence, I've used 4 times. Lunar I have used 4 times, and Soul Sister I have not used at all. So the only shades in here I have remaining to hit pan on are Future Self and Lunar, which are probably going to take a while. They're ColourPop mattes. They're not really the most easily wearable shades. So I'm gonna be working on those for a while, but I am excited about it. I'm having fun, life's good. So now let me tell you, with all those extra pans, about my pan percentage. Last month we were at 15 pans out of 47 total eyeshadows, which was a pan percentage of 31.92%. 32. And this month my pan percentage is 22. Well, not my percentage. The fraction we're dealing with is 22 pans out of 47 eyeshadows, which makes for a pan percentage of 46.8%. My pan percentage went up 15% in a month. That's incredible. I hit 7 new pans. Like, I've never done that before. This was so exciting and so fun. So very, very pumped about that. That does decrease quite a bit the eligible eyeshadows to roll in here. So I have my random number generator set from 1 through 20. There's nothing in here that's eligible anymore to roll in, so we're only dealing with the other 3 palettes. So let's go ahead and roll for our first shade. 14. So I literally just have my palettes in order here, and I'm going to count. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, okay. This is the color Axis from Subculture, which appears on the eye so similarly to Lunar, and I also use them in very similar ways if it's in the outer corner or as a liner, but we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. All right, and let's go ahead and roll for the second shade. Hello. 3. So 3 is Whiskey from the Profusion Nudes. I have 8 clean fingers left. This is an interesting color story. Again, very autumnal, which I feel like is going to happen because I have the most shades to keep working on from Subculture. But that is really pretty. So many mattes. I'm very excited about this. Whiskey in particular, I don't even think I showed you the shade. This right here is Whiskey. It's a little bit more of a coppery brown shimmer, which I've actually been wearing a lot recently. So this should be a lot of fun. I will tell you, because I track these metrics, so why not? I have used Axis to date since I got this palette 4 times, and just throwing brushes all over. I have used Whiskey 5 times, so I've not been wearing it a lot, but I've worn it like twice in the past week, so very exciting. I also just want to let you know, I'm gonna kind of keep you updated on pans that might be happening in the wings. I've been using Flurry lately as my setting shade. I've used this 18 times in total, and there's a decent little dip on there. And I have also been using Exclusive and Icon a lot lately. I've used Exclusive 43 times and I still don't have a pan in it, but that is a massive, massive dip. If I went in with a more targeted brush, I would have pan by now, but I'm usually using my finger. So maybe by next month we have a pan there too. And Icon I've used 24 times since getting the palette. So a good dip going on in there too. So what does that mean for Whiskey? It's probably gonna be a little bit of a long haul for this too. I like to kind of layer this with other shimmers on the lid. So I don't know, we shall see. I think next month, I really am hoping I will have pan on at least these 2, which is probably the most realistic. Like, to hit pan on anything else would be a stretch, but hopefully some of my other bonus pans, maybe my Project Level Up pans, we shall see. In any case, I am so glad you decided to click on this video, go on this little journey with me. I'm just having so much fun with panning right now. I think because I have so much momentum, but this is just going really, really well. And now I'm like, I don't really know where to go from here. Because my eligible pans are dropping so quickly. Once I hit pan on everything in my collection, I want kind of some lavender, like pretty purples, maybe some yellows. Like I really wanted to go for yellow today. I did a lot of Edge from Subculture everywhere because I just wanted yellow, which is not the most yellowy yellow. It's very mustard yellow. So if you know of any relatively small palettes that incorporate some pretty purples and yellows, I would be interested. But otherwise, I don't want to buy makeup for the sake of doing this project. I'm kind of considering, like, is it reasonable to try to repress some things and just keep the project going like that to continue trying to hit pans, because it is so motivating. I do have some shadows that I want to finish, which I will talk to you about more in my project pan update whenever I do that, sometime eventually. We don't know. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right there. So if you have any helpful suggestions, that would be great. But in any case, I will quit rambling on. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.